Hey, this video today is about how crude oil has dropped today. I believe it was down about 10 or 11% at the worst point from yesterday. However, we saw some of our usual solar names continue to tick up higher. And so I have been making the argument that solar stocks were becoming more tied to energy. So with the drop in the price of oil, that would be bad for the long-term economics of instead of operating your gas plants and doing maintenance, your oil and gas plants for energy, you would, due to the increasing price of oil or the level that it was elevated to, that would make the economics better to instead begin constructing solar projects, which would probably take a year or two to complete, and then using those to generate power instead. But so in that case, you would think that a drop in the price of oil and gas would result in a drop in solar stocks, if people were beginning to tie those two together. So since we saw such a big drop in oil and solar stocks continue to tick higher, I don't think the two are too. I mean, of course, people look at solar as an alternative to oil and gas, but it's still ticking higher regardless of the price of oil, the change today. That's interesting and makes it a little bit harder to predict the direction that it would go. Long term, maybe it does prove to be. I mean, it's almost assuredly will prove to be true long term, as less and less of our energy comes from oil, gas, and coal, and instead from solar and other renewables. However, this is just something else that we'll continue to watch. Now, you should remember that even before this drastic increase in oil, back at the $70 range, I believe, a new power plant, oil and gas power plant, would still be twice as expensive as solar, in terms of building it and operating it, for the length of the plant before needing significant maintenance and renovations. So even if oil were to fall down to $70, back to a normal level, it doesn't mean that solar would be. It wouldn't negate the switch to solar because it would still be cost effective at that point. Just with the price elevated to such levels that we've seen this past month, it would suggest that more and more people would exponentially start switching to solar. So just something to keep in mind and something that I will continue to monitor here.